Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Easter Sunday, 20th of April 2025. In today's Millwall news, there isn't really any news, so we just jump into previewing the game tomorrow. I think everyone took the day off. They might post some stories up on Monday, but at the moment, obviously the club put their normal stuff up. So we're going to start off with this. We've got the matchday mascots for Millwall versus Norwich City, introducing Millwall Football Club's matchday mascots for Easter Monday's Sky Bet Championship visit of Norwich City. First up, we've got Nate Harrod. Monday's Junior Lions mascot is Nate Harrod. His favourite player is Mihailo Ivanovic, whilst his hobbies include smashing his dad on FIFA and playing football. Next we have Henry Wright. He's just celebrated his 10th birthday and he's buzzing to be a mascot for this game. He loves playing football for his teams Riverview FC and 7-7 and of course watching Millwall. His favourite player is Jafet Tanganga and he's predicting a 3-1 win for the Lions. Next up is Freddie Newman. He's 5 years old and he is Millwall through and through. He loves playing football and cheering on the Lions, especially his favourite player Lucas Jensen. Freddie's predicting a 2-0 win for Millwall on Easter Monday. He's there in his goalkeeper kit. I wonder if he might get a game if he turns up looking like that. Francesca Monroe is 10, enjoys singing, dancing and swimming in her spare time. Her favourite Millwall player is Billy Mitchell, while she's backing the Lions to secure a 2-1 win against Norwich City. Next we have James Monroe. He's 6 years old, loves football, playing computer games and collecting Pokemon cards. His favourite Millwall player is Jake Cooper and he's predicting a tight 1-0 win for Millwall. Next we have Frankie Roach. He's 6 years old as well and he's absolutely buzzing to be a mascot for the Norwich City game. He loves football, drawing, spending time outside, and his favourite Millwall player is Lucas Jensen and he predicts a 3-1 win for the Lions. Next we have Archie Roach. Archie is also 6 years old and he's thrilled to be a mascot on Easter Monday. He loves football, being outdoors and drawing, whilst his favourite Millwall player is Mihailo Ivanovic. And Archie predicts a 2-1 win for the Lions against Norwich. We hope you all have a fantastic day at the Den. Next we have the message board. Easter Monday's edition of the Millwall message board has arrived. Below are the entries sent into millwallfc.co.uk ahead of the Sky Bet Championship visit of Norwich City. Don Bone, rest in peace. Don, who many fans know from his Mesa days, sadly lost his battle with cancer in the early hours of the 15th of April 2025. Don was a Lions fan for over 60 years and even after moving, he still travelled home and away from Folkestone to see Millwall regularly until his recent ill health. Our thoughts are with his wife Paula and all the Bone family at this sad time from all his Millwall mates. There he is there. Happy 13th birthday for George Suter. Love from all your family. And Spud and Ted. Third and fourth generation Millwall supporters, come on you Lions. Okay. Cool. So, this is also from millwallfc.co.uk. It's the preview that they do. So, just looking to see if there's any clues about the injury situation. And I think, I think it's going to be another tough old day. So, Millwall welcome Norwich City to the Den in the Sky Bet Championship on Easter Monday. Kickoff is at 3 p.m, remember. The Lions are back on home soil for the penultimate home match of 24-25 following Good Friday's defeat at Blackburn Rovers and will be hoping to conclude the Easter weekend with a fourth straight home victory. Alex Neil looks set to be without the services of goalkeeping duo Lucas Jensen and Liam Roberts for the visit of the Canaries, whilst the fitness of Joe Bryan will be assessed before kick-off with the left-back missing a trip to Ewood Park. Rahis Bangor, Williams and Zach Sturge remain doubts, whilst Camille Negley, Danny McNamara, Callum Scanner, Zach Lovelace and Duncan Watmore remain absent. And Murray Wallace, who hasn't been seen for a while and, wondering where he is He's also picked up an injury that will see him miss Easter Monday's meetings, so it seems we have a curse of the left backs. Joe Bryan is injured, Zach Sturge is injured, Callum Scanlon is injured, Mario Wallace is injured. Oh dear. Tickets are still on sale, etc., etc. Another thing as well, to all the junior lines that go to the game tomorrow, that are sitting in the family zone, you will be giving a free chocolate bunny, apparently. So there you go. That's nice, isn't it? I wonder who paid for that. If you're not going to the game, it is available on Sky Sports Plus. Now, I thought that it would be available on Millwall TV, but apparently it isn't. Obviously, in the UK, it is if you're not in the UK or Ireland, which I don't understand why that's the case, because this isn't a Saturday kickoff, so Saturday 3 p.m, so I don't know why it isn't. But yeah, apparently it's not going to be available on Millwall TV in the UK to watch. You can obviously listen to it, but if you are abroad or using a VPN, you can pay Millwall TV £10 for a match pass and watch it, or watch it on Sky Sports Plus. Apparently it's not available anywhere else around the world, although I think this website might not be up to date. I think they do rely on its members sending in information, but apparently it's not going to be available anywhere around the world apart from on Millwall TV. So let's move on to this from 11v11.com. Now, obviously, if you've been a Millwall fan for more than a year, you'd almost certainly know that our away record at Norwich City is absolutely atrocious. It's one of the worst. It's probably worse than the Blackburn Ewood Park situation, to be fair. But at home against Norwich City, we have quite a decent record, quite a very, very good record. Won quite a lot of games. Even in recent years, they have been up to the Premier League. They've got a bit of money. They've built up their squad, built up the ground, etc. And they have improved. But we still managed to beat them in this century. So, that's what we do. Whereas if you compare that to the away record, we haven't won there in all these visits since 1968. So if you're going to Norwich next season, you are certifiably insane. So, first ever game at the Den, 1920, December, a 2-0 win. And we did not lose against them in all of these games, and we finally did lose in 1949, and I would imagine that would have been affected by, the big thing that was happening only a few years earlier, namely the Second World War. We lose 3-1, we lose 2-1, and then we cut all that nonsense out, and then we go to a draw and then a win. We lose in 1953, we lose in 1954, and then, back to winning ways, including a 5-1 win in 1956. Losing the League Cup in 1964, 2-1. Go back to winning ways, 4 wins in a row, a draw, a win, 2 draws in a row, a win, 4-2 win. It seems like this is a fixture with a lot of goals. So, coming into the 1980s, obviously they were in the top division. We joined them after winning the second division in 87, 88. We go up and we lose 3 in a row. I think, what was the guy's name? Was it Fleck? I think, was it against us he did this as a kick, or was that Bayern Munich? I'm getting him confused. He did score a really iconic goal, but I know he scored against us to send us to defeat, but I know he scored against Bayern Munich as well in a cup game. But you can see here, in the 1980s, so obviously when they were in the higher division and we went up, we lose 3 in a row against them. Bosh, bosh, bosh in the Simmered Cup. in Division 1, 3-2 at the Den, and then 1-0 the season after. And then once they come down to the division, then we win again. So at Division 2, we're doing quite well in some. 2003 2-0 defeat. The league gets changed. The name of the league gets changed to the Championship, and the wins continue. A 1-0 win in 2005. We go down to League 1. We're playing League 1 2010. We beat them. A draw, and then this is around the time in the second division in the Championship where they've been. I think they go up. They were like a yo-yo team. I think they probably went up maybe two times, 3 times, where they go up to the Premier League, come back down, go back up, come back down. So 2015 we lose 4-1, but then 2 years later we beat them 4-0. Madness. And then 2 years after that we lose 3-1. 2 years after that a 0-0 draw. 2 years after that we lose 3-2. And then later on that year we win 1-0. That was the last game that we played against them at the Den, a 1-0 win in December 2023. So historically it's a game that we usually win. The only time we lose it is when Norwich are particularly strong, or when we're in the division above, which we haven't been for a fair old while. Obviously, they're not doing too well at the moment. Well, bizarrely, they have 2 of the strikers that are in the top 5 scorers in the division, namely Sains and Sargent. But they have goalkeeping issues, namely George Long, and defensive issues as well. So they are a mid-table team. They're struggling to win games because they concede so many. So when you consider that and you look at the history of the results that we've got here, I think if you go into the game tomorrow, you're in for a pretty treat. You should both teams to score, almost certainly. Over 3.5 goals, maybe. I mean, it might be a bit of a crazy game. End of season. Technically, realistically, our season's over. Really, their season is over. I think their season is mathematically over. So it's one of those 2 teams that, and who's in goal for us tomorrow? If we go again with an amateur player in goal, it could be a bit scary. So if you go through here, you got 6-1 win there, you got 6-0 win here, you got a 5-1 win there, you got a 4-2 win there in 1985, a 4-0 win in 2001, a 4-1 defeat as we've gone 2015, 2017, 4-0 win. So it is a game where a lot of goals get scored. So be prepared for that. Now, we're in April. Have we ever played them at home in April? 21st of April, so almost to the day. 3-0 win. That one there. Further down, 23rd of April, so St George's Day 1952, 2-1 win in Division 3 South. 27th of April, a 1-0 win. Unbeaten in April so far. 12th of April 1975, a 1-1 draw. Any more? No. So we are unbeaten in the month of April at home against Norwich City. So there, whatever that means, I don't know. But let's move on to this. This is from whoscored.com. So if you look on the right hand side, match facts. Norwich are undefeated in 9 of their last 10 matches against Millwall in all competitions. Obviously that includes home and away. So, okay. If we go back to the middle, these are the last 6 home games against Norwich. It's 2 wins for us, 1 draw and 3 defeats. 9 goals scored, 10 goals conceded, 12 yellow cards for us, 12 yellow cards for them, and 1 red card for us, which is the last game that we played, and we actually won that one. So that didn't seem to impede us at the time. So if we go down to the table, this is what it is at the moment. They are on 53. If we just expand this while we're here, I mentioned this the other day, but I'll mention it again if you missed it. So the teams that are in 5th and 6th at the moment is Bristol City and Coventry. As soon as the teams in 5th and 6th get to 69 points, we're done. We're out of it. Because the most we can do is win 3 games, and that will give us 69 points. So if we don't win today, it's over. But if we do win, and then Bristol City and Coventry win today, it's over. Because even though we can get to 69, there will be a chance that if Coventry lost 2 games in a row, we could still overtake them. But there's a goal difference, so we need to get an extra point. So realistically, the teams in 5th and 6th, at the moment that's Bristol City and Coventry, it could be Middlesbrough, it could be West Brom. They are only allowed to get to 68 points. As soon as they go above that to 69 or more, we are mathematically out of it. We are done. Okay. So if we collapse that down, so here we are in the league. Obviously, extenuating circumstances in the last game, in that it was away at Blackburn, and we've got a voodoo curse against them. They've got it on us, and we didn't have a goalkeeper. We had to play a junior goalkeeper who hasn't played a professional game. And we ended up losing 4-1. And we had other injuries as well. They decided for some reason to take one of the best right backs in the league and move him over to left back. That's in hindsight, that was a bit of a stupid thing to do. You got to make the most out of what you've got. But yes, and this is where they are. They are in 13th. They're on 53 points. If they get 3 wins, they'll get up to 62 points, which isn't enough. Their season is done. They are cooked. Now, Angus Gunn, apparently he has just had a child. Well, he hasn't, because he doesn't have a womb. The human female that he is with, he impregnated, has given birth to a human baby. And he may be on paternity leave. So we are likely to see George Long in goal. In fact, George Long was in goal for the game on Friday, which was an incredibly bizarre scoreline that came through, in that Norwich were at home to Portsmouth, and they were 4-1 down, and they ended up losing 5-3. Yes, George Long conceded 5 goals against Portsmouth. Now, bizarrely, according to WhoScored.com, he got a rating of 7.1, so I don't know what the problem was. Apparently, it wasn't him, but Portsmouth had 22 shots in the match. 22 shots. Wow, that is a lot of shots. Now, if they have 22 shots against us, we could be losing 6 or 7-0. I think highest ever defeat, I think it's something like 9-1, isn't it? Or was that our highest ever win? I don't know, but if we play the junior goalkeeper in goal, if we don't get an emergency keeper in on loan, I think, it could be a bit... It could be a very long day, shall we say. Very long day. So, yeah. So we are at home. So let's have a look at our home form. We've won 10 games, drawn 4, lost 7. Scored in 23 and 21 games, only conceded 18. And obviously, some of the players who are involved in that, keeping that down, the clean sheets and whatnot, won't be available tomorrow. Tanganga, will he be available? We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Jensen and Roberts, probably not. Joe Bryan, they're assessing him on the day off. So we don't know. But, this could be an end of season extravaganza. Goals galore. If we look at Norwich's away form, they've only won 4 away games all season, which is not a lot. Not a lot at all. And they've drawn 6 away games, lost 11 out of 21. They've only scored 18 goals away. So it seems the reason why they are not higher in the table is their away form is absolutely rubbish. I imagine that they probably still play the tippy-tappy shit away from home, which doesn't really work because I imagine you just end up losing the ball and then end up conceding, which they have. They conceded 31 away goals in 21 games. So that's not good for them. The last away game that they won was away at Watford. So, form. How are we doing at the moment? Wow, okay. So we are 5th in the form table, even with the 2 defeats that we've had recently. One on Friday and one a couple of weeks ago against Sunderland. Played 6, won 4, lost 2, scored 6, conceded 6. But Norwich are 22nd in the form table over the last 6 games. They've won 1, and I'm guessing that'll be the Watford game. Yep, no, that is home against West Brom, who have sunk like a stone. They've drawn 1 game. So who was that against? That was at home to Sunderland. Okay, so that's a decent team. And then they've lost 4. They've scored 7, conceded 11, so they have trouble at the back. The defence and the goalkeeper, the defensive unit, not too good. So if we look here at Norwich's last 6 away games, most recently away at Burnley, they lost 2-1. Away at Plymouth, they lost 2-1. I'm seeing a bit of pattern here. Away at Bristol City, they lost 2-1. So they've conceded a goal in all of their away games except for Watford away, but they've scored in every one of their away. So they don't fail to score; they do score. So maybe they're a bit too open. Maybe they're a bit too attacking, which leaves them open at the back for a counter attack. Only 1 clean sheet. If we go over there, interesting as well. Watford won. Watford got a red card. Blackburn got a red card. Is that the geezers up front diving and shit like that? Sains or whatever. He's like, they've got a few foreigners in the team, haven't they? So maybe it's a bit of that stuff. Now Millwall's home form, last 6 home games. Only 1 defeat there. That's losing 2-0 at home to Bristol City. The only game there that we failed to score in. All the other games we scored in, and we kept 2 clean sheets against Stoke and against Middlesbrough. Again, clean sheet tomorrow, highly unlikely. So then we're going to have to outscore them. So that should be fun. That should be fun trying to do that. Here are the strengths and weaknesses. So you can see Norwich have got a lot more strengths, but also a lot more weaknesses. So the strengths is finishing scoring chances, creating long shot opportunities. So that'll be a joy for the goalkeeper tomorrow. Weaknesses, protecting the lead and stopping opponents from creating chances. Cool. So what Femia's is, and maybe Aaron Connolly, but obviously they both play on that same side. Cool. Okay, so let's move on to the prediction from WhoScored.com. What is their prediction? So, Millwall placed themselves in with a chance of securing a top 6 spot heading into the Easter weekend, but a 4-1 away defeat against Blackburn ended that dream in an emphatic fashion. The Lions will look to bounce back on Monday as they chase a 4th consecutive home victory in the Championship. Norwich's calamitous defending killed off any chance of a positive result against the Portsmouth side that struggled heavily on the road this season. The Canaries were hammered 5-3 on Good Friday. Did you get it? I don't know if they that was intended or not. Hammered 5-3 on Good Friday in front of a frustrated home crowd. Johannes Forup's men have picked up just 1 point from their last 4 league outings ahead of the trip to London. Yes, and they say Mill 2, Norwich 1. And here it is. If you look over here, so Sains has got 17 goals, Sargent has got 15. Both of them together have probably scored more than our whole team. What is that, 32? Yeah, I should think so. No, that's probably about as many goals as we scored. So yeah, they've got 2 players who've scored more than our whole squad combined. Now let's move on to this from sportsmole.co.uk. Millwall will attempt to keep their faint playoff hopes alive when they welcome Norwich City to the Den for Monday's contest. The Lions are sitting 6 points adrift of the playoffs in 9th place, while the Canaries will head into the match in 13th spot in the Championship table. Millwall carried significant momentum into Friday's away clash against Blackburn Rovers after recording 3 consecutive wins against Portsmouth, Sheffield United and Middlesbrough. However, the feel-good factor was ultimately quashed by a heavy 4-1 defeat at Ewood Park, representing a 3rd defeat in their last 4 away league games. The Lions are now 6 points adrift of 6th place Coventry City, with 3 matches left to play against Norwich City, Swansea City and Burnley. Alex Neil's side will be pleased to have home advantage for Monday's contest, having won each of their previous 3 matches at the Den. Mill have just won just one of their last 10 home league meetings with the Canaries, drawn 2, lost 7, although that victory took place in last season's home clash between the 2 sides. The Lions' hopes of claiming all 3 points could rest on whether they strike first, given the fact that they have won 10 of their 12 home league matches where they have opened the scoring this season and drawn the other 2, compared to 7 defeats in the 9 Championship home matches where they have conceded first. Norwich have little to play for in their final 3 matches, having fallen considerably short in their bid to replicate last season's top 6 finish, with the Canaries sitting in 13th place after collecting 53 points from 43 matches. They will head into Monday's fixture in a downbeat mood after taking just 1 point from 4 matches since beating West Bromwich Albion 1-0 at the end of March. The Canaries lost away matches against Plymouth Argyle and Burnley, either side of a goalless home draw with Sunderland, before they suffered a disappointing 5-3 defeat in Friday's meeting with Portsmouth at Carrow Road. They went 4-1 down after 51 minutes of Friday's contest before they scored on either side of Pompey's 5th to restore a degree of respectability to the scoreline. However, Johannes Forup, which is their manager, would have still been frustrated by the fact that his team has shipped 5 goals on home turf, especially if they now have the joint 5th worst defensive record in the league. The Canaries have also gone 5 away matches without a win, including 2-1 defeats in each of their previous 3 road trips. And team news, obviously we got a load of injuries, they're missing players as well. It says here, it's unclear whether Angus Gunn will be available for selection, so he might be back. And then they say Mill may have lost 4-1 at Ewood Park on Friday, but they won each of their last 3 matches at the Den, and we think that they will make full use of home advantage to take 3 points from Monday's clash against the Norwich side low on confidence. And they say Mill 2, Norwich City 0. There was something online that I saw that was a silly rumour thing that popped up, and it was that we were trying to get Marcus Bettinelli from Chelsea on emergency loan, and Lucas Nygaard, which is an under-21 player from Arsenal, on loan. But as mentioned, as you know, if you watched my videos the other day when I read the thing out, the rules and regulations, Regulation 58, the Premier League does not allow its clubs to send goalkeepers out on emergency loans. So we ain't getting anyone from the Premier League. So if anybody tells you that we're getting this Chelsea goalkeeper, we're getting this Arsenal goalkeeper, it's not happening. It ain't happening. So that's how it is. You know, we have to get an emergency loan either from the Championship, League One. To be honest, I'll take League Two. To be honest, I'll take National League. No offence, but I mean, you can't be playing a junior goalkeeper again. you're just setting the team up to the foul, and you could saw that in the body language on the players on Friday. They knew they were up against it. It's you can't. You've got to try and get someone in. If they do, I don't know. Obviously, they're holding. We won't know until they announce the team, or probably until they take pictures of the players walking in, or they do the training before the game, and you go, oh, okay. Who's that? Oh, that's the guy who's on the emergency loan. If they don't do that, like we're cooked. We're going to be conceding again at least three or more goals. Now, whether we can outscore them and win 4-3, I mean, that's going to, possibly, if we were to do it, it would be against them because they have an absolutely atrocious defence, especially if Jules Long is in goal. But that's not guaranteed. Angus Gunn might be back, his baby's been born and all that. He might come back. I don't know. But yeah, there ain't not going to be no clean sheets in this game. Not at all. Not with George Long in one goal and an under 21 goalkeeper in the other goal. That ain't happening. So again, not knowing who's going to be in goal, but I have to assume it's going to be one of the younger goalkeepers again. Maybe a die. Maybe might switch it and see if that helps. I don't know. But again, if we allow Norwich to have 5 shots on target, they're going to score 3 or 4 goals. Simple as. That's how it's going to work. There's a reason why we pay £1 million for old Jensen, etc. It's a specialised position, and it means a lot to be good in that position. And that's the difference. Like, we're seeing what the difference right now. So all that said, if I were to give my prediction would be hopefully something like a 3-2 win. But I mean, 3-2, 3-3, 4-2 to them. It's going to be insane. It's going to be a nutty game. It's going to be an absolute nutty game. But sticking my neck out, I would say 3-3. We'll go with a 3-3. Yeah, we'll say that. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.